Hey everybody, Cliff Ravenscraft here with Podcast Answer Man, and I wanted to share something crazy with you that I'm doing here. I don't know that you'll be interested at all, maybe you won't, but it's totally geeking out with my video set up here in the studio. Let me explain to you what I've done. Recently, I just went out and purchased another brand new Canon HF-Vixia camera. Now, I've been using a Canon Vixia HF-G30 camera in my video studio for a very long time. It's been my go-to camera. It's a wonderful, beautiful HD camera. The only thing is, though, is I set up a video studio right over here not too long ago, and my friend Tim Schmoyer came over and manually configured all of the white balance and everything. The zoom is perfect for my video setup. And the problem is I don't want to actually undo that and then have to do it again if I want to come over here and do some video shots. And I have a lot of video work that I need to be doing for my online courses. So there are some of those I'll be doing in the video setup over there, the studio, but there are a lot of shots I want to just do here at my desk. And specifically, I wanted to start recording my Podcasting A to Z weekly group coaching calls in a Canon Vixia camera. And again, I don't want to pull it off over there, and I always do my group coaching calls, and I prefer to do them right here at my desk. So the question is, what do I do? Well, I first tried to use my Canon 60D, my DSLR camera. And that is great for shooting some one-off videos here at my desk, but it's not great for doing my weekly group coaching calls. My weekly group coaching calls for Podcasting A to Z are 1 hour in length, and my DSLR camera will only allow me to record up to 10 minutes. There's a couple other features and reasons why I don't like recording into the DSLR for long video projects as well. I'm not going to get into that. But here's the situation. I did make the decision. I went ahead and purchased a new Canon Vixia camera. Now, they don't make the Vixia HF-G30 anymore, but they do make the HF-G40. So that's the one I'm using at this very moment in time. Now, what I want to explain to you is what I've done in the past for my weekly group coaching calls. My weekly group coaching calls, I have a Logitech C910 camera. They don't make that anymore either, but they do make the Logitech C920 camera, which is the same webcam but in a different housing. So, and it's got a different mount. But anyway, I'm using the Logitech C910. It's just a simple USB web camera. And that's plugged into a USB port on my computer. And when I'm doing my weekly group coaching calls, I'm using GoToWebinar. Now, I'm currently using GoToMeeting to do this test today, but it's the same. It'll basically give you the same exact feel. So the idea is that when I am doing a weekly group coaching call, I connect to GoToWebinar, and GoToWebinar is pulling video from my Logitech C910 web camera. And that's what all of the people who are watching me all my students who are interacting with me and engaging with me during my weekly group coaching calls, they're watching me via that webcam. Now, the audio that they're getting is coming from my Heil PR40 microphone, which, by the way, what you're hearing right now, not from there. In fact, you're hearing me from a lapel mic that I have. I'm using a wireless lav mic system. It is a Sony UWP wireless mic system. But anyway, so that's what so I have a lapel wireless Sony UWP Wireless Lav, easy for me to say, going into my Canon Vixia HF-G40 right now, which is what you're seeing me with and what you're hearing me with at this very moment in time, but that's going to change throughout this video. But anyway, what GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar is getting normally in the past and up to this point has been audio from my mic, or that Heil PR40, that goes into my mixer back here and then comes out of the headphones jack. I have a splitter on the headphones jack so that they can hear everything that I hear on the webinar, and I send that audio from the headphones jack over to a USB sound card, which then sends that out to GoToMeeting. I know, crazy, right? I also have a digital audio recorder, by the way, which is pulling audio from the mixer, and it goes into it. I also record the audio of these calls in great high quality audio, standard wave, uncompressed audio into my digital audio recorder, which is the Roland R-05. Now, here's the situation. What I've been doing up to this point, and I'm going to kind of show you now, and you're actually going to be able to see it pretty easily. I would normally open up my webcam and I would drag that over here to a secondary monitor. And then what I do is I just maximize it, make it as large as possible. And for the rest of this video, you're now going to see this. Now, typically what I would do in the past is I would make it so that the Logitech C910 doesn't show this. So the people aren't actually, my students are not actually distracted by me seeing myself in the background. So that normally I made sure that the camera was a little closer and the angle was such that you don't see this monitor at all. But for the purpose of this video, I actually want to show you this. So now you see this is GoToMeeting giving me a preview of what my video looks like on here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap my fingers and I'm going to switch over to the Logitech system. Okay, so now you're actually seeing me from the Logitech webcam. And as you can see, everything is kind of, you've got a situation here where it doesn't fill the whole screen, and also everything's reversed. So right now I'm going to snap my fingers, and there are two things going to happen when I snap my fingers. Number one, I'm going to reverse it so that it's actually flipped and it's not going to have Podcast Answer Man backwards. And right now you see my name down here at the bottom left. It's got Cliff Ravenscraft, or maybe it's the bottom right. No, it's probably the bottom left. Anyway, yeah, it's got Cliff Ravenscraft. But the thing is, I'm going to switch it around, and then I had students who, when I switched it around and left it full screen, people will say, "Hey Cliff, why is your name backwards?" So watch this. Let me just go ahead and flip it backwards. Okay, so now you actually see me exactly the way it should be. Podcast Answer Man up here, Podcast Answer Man is actually showing the way that it should be showing. But now, if you look down, where is it? I think it's right down here. My name is reversed, and so I would have students all the time. Can you tell me why is your name reversed? And so what I do is this. Okay, so all I did was just zoomed in on the recording so that it actually cuts out any of the extra stuff, like the name at the bottom that's kind of reversed. So I actually zoom in a little bit. Now the way that I'm actually recording what you're seeing at this very moment in time from the Logitech C910 camera, the GoToMeeting preview panel, I'm using a program called ScreenFlow. And ScreenFlow is recording everything that this desktop sees. So for example, check this out. I can actually move this away, and now you see my desktop. And then I can move it back, and I'm back, right? Now, the thing is that this has worked fine. What you're seeing right now is exactly what my students would see on the live webinars. And not only that, but it's what you would actually see if you missed the call, or if you wanted to review the video again, the video playback. I actually take the video that you're seeing at this very moment in time. That would be the playback video that students would get. And, you know, it has been perfectly sufficient, to say the very least. But here's what I've been doing recently. I've moved everything over for Podcasting A to Z into my new Kajabi software. And one of the things that I've done for my Podcasting A to Z students is I've given them a brand new standalone product called Bonus Content and Frequently Asked Questions. And every now and then, during these weekly group coaching calls, a student will ask a question that I know is going to be asked over and over again. And so I will spend time thoroughly answering that question, like with everything I could probably give you off the top of my head, and also with the experience of answering that question so many times. And what I'd like to do, and what I have done for this bonus content and frequently asked questions, I've actually taken the recording from ScreenFlow, the video quality that you see right now, and instead of taking the entire 1 hour recording and putting that up there and saying, hey, go watch this video and scroll 23 minutes and 42 seconds into the video and watch that. Instead, I actually go and just pull that question and my answer out of that particular video. So it's normally a 1 hour weekly group coaching call, so it's a 1 hour video. If I spent 7 minutes on this question and 8 minutes on this question and 3 minutes on this question, and those 3 questions would be perfect, standalone, totally awesome FAQs as bonus videos for future students who maybe don't even think to ask that question in future sessions, but they can go through this bonus section and actually get that content. Plus, not only that, occasionally I share some of this stuff in my weekly podcast newsletter. And I just did that recently. For those who are up to date and current with my podcast newsletter, I just shared something about mic technique. And that is actually from a recording that is just like what you're seeing right now. But with this new camera setup, I'm able to do this. Boom. Now I'm actually able to pull excerpts from this camera. So I plan on still using the Logitech, although for those who are watching, I will not put the preview on this screen. I still will have ScreenFlow up here just in case, because every now and then I do want to show my students something that's on my screen. I might actually turn on my screen sharing and share that with them. And if I happen to do that, then I want to make sure that ScreenFlow records that so that I can actually cut from the video that comes from my Canon HF-G30. Is this all? I hope that you're following. I know some of you are more technical. The people who actually care about what I'm saying right now, I mean like really deeply care, they're getting this and they're eating it up, because I know I would be as well. So anyway, yeah, so I keep ScreenFlow recording. The audio, now right now, the Canon HF-G30 and everything you've heard up to this point is coming from my lapel mic. And the audio is pretty good. For video, it's perfect. But what if I actually play something like this? Okay, you're not actually hearing that, but the people who are on GoToMeeting or my GoToWebinar, the students would actually hear that. Now the thing is I could, at the snap of a finger, switch over to the digital audio. Actually, first of all, I could switch just over to the ScreenFlow recording. Here is the ScreenFlow recording right here. All right, so now I'm on ScreenFlow. Now the audio that you're hearing is not the lapel mic. Instead, it's this. Hear that? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little bit of a clip here. Podcast Answer Man. Okay, so that audio just came from what ScreenFlow is recording, and it's the same thing my students would be hearing. But just in case I need higher quality audio, or just in case the audio is messed up here, just in case the batteries in my wireless lav, I forgot to replace them and the batteries died halfway through, just in case, I have the audio recording from my Roland R-09. And so this recording, I'm going to snap my fingers. Okay, now you're actually hearing me from the Roland recording. This is the audio recording from the Roland, but it's the video from the Canon HF-G40, and this is what it sounds like. Podcast Answer Man. And of course, I can do all, you know what I just noticed is that that's not turned up quite as much as I normally would have it, but that doesn't matter. I can fix that in post-production. But anyway, but look at this video, So now if I actually take an excerpt, 8-minute Q&A, one Q&A or 2 or 3 different segments of a 1-hour call and just pull those excerpts out, this is what it's going to look like. And here's the interesting thing. I'm kind of being a little cheap on storage space and file size, and I'm currently recording at 4 megabytes per second in MP4 format, which is actually very low resolution. It's actually 720p, and I could actually do 8 megabytes per second at 720p, and it'll do 60 frames per second, and it would actually have a bit better quality than what you're actually seeing right now. Then I have the option to go on to 17 megabytes per second, which would be megabits per second, sorry. But anyway, I would be able to go to 17 megabits per second, which would be 1080p, and I think it goes all the way up to like 27 megabits per second or something like that. So anyway, there's a whole lot that I could do, but this is what I've done. I've made a decision to make an investment in an additional camera so I don't have to actually mess up my fully manually white balanced, everything's perfect for the video studio over there. I still am able to have another camera here that'll allow me to do one-off from the desk video introductions and course material. And it will also allow me to do all of this with my weekly group coaching calls so that now when I take those excerpts and I share them in the FAQ section or the bonus content section, or I share one of these or a couple of these with my folks who are subscribed to my weekly podcast newsletter over at podcastanswerman.com/newsletter, then it's going to be higher quality. It's going to be at least this quality. This is the minimum quality. And who knows, I might actually bump it up to 8 megabits per second, or I might even bump it up to 17. We'll see. But at least this is the minimum quality that I would have. And that's what I've been doing here in my studio. And I decided I would share it with you guys on Facebook and also my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for geeking out with me. Anyway, I hope that you're having a great day. And until next time, I encourage you to take everything you do in life to the next level.
Answer Man.